For business owners looking to implement AI in their business, there is a free webinar that I really recommend by Gartner. And whether you're in a small business or working in an enterprise, I think you'd really benefit from it because it gives you ways to frame the implementation for it. I think it also shows why it's so hard to implement because of the complexities. So according to Gartner, and I totally agree, is when you're thinking about AI in your business, you need to think about it in three ways: business outcomes, tech, and behavioral. And to slice that even smaller is within business outcomes, there's three different buckets. And this is where we're tracking about how it can make or save you money. The first bucket is productivity. This is actually can be the murkiest when it comes to tracking return on investment, because when you're augmenting your workforce and making them more productive, that's saving your employee time, but that doesn't guarantee that your employee is then going to use that time to make your company money. That time saved because of AI could mean that they can go and make another call and do another sale, or it could mean that they can go and have a cup of coffee and enjoy their life more. There are of course huge benefits to this. It's just not as easy to attract value, and also it probably isn't going to make you the most money, but still important. Other bucket is using AI within your business process. This is different than augmenting the employee. This is looking at your whole process and seeing where can you implement AI. Maybe it's the whole thing, maybe it's a sliver, but reviewing your process from start to finish is going to make you see where you can really add in efficiencies. And it's a lot easier to track ROI here, and this is going to be where your mid-level is to make money. And the third bucket, and this can be the most lucrative, is what Gartner refers to as your return on the future. So this is how you can expand your products or your services, do something more for your customer. Go beyond just finding efficiencies and using AI for new revenue growth. I love this way of thinking because a lot of companies are really kind of stuck in the productivity area, and they're getting frustrated because it is murky ROI and it's not really going to be your sweet spot, but it is important. And it's important to think of these three buckets as kind of like an investment portfolio. So you want all three in your portfolio, but depending on your goals, it's going to be where you're more weighted. So if you have really aggressive revenue growth goals, then you're going to be more weighted in providing new products or services. The next area that you need to think of is the actual tech. Depending on your company and the needs, you decide whether you need to buy the tech or build it yourself. And if you're going to build it, there are a lot more considerations that you're going to have to take into account. Finally, within your business, you need to think about the behavioral implications. This one is so fascinating. I'm going to shout out Maria Masigula. I think I'm saying her name right, but she's who works with Gartner, and anytime she talks about the human and machine relationship, I am all ears. She talks about that with AI, it's not just like a typical new technology coming into a workplace. There's a way bigger spectrum of emotions at play. For example, this phone that I'm recording with, I'm not worried that this phone is going to come and take my job. And I'm not going to chat with it and fall in love with it and ask it to marry me, which is a recent thing that's happened. So rolling out AI in your company can get complex. And it's a big gaping miss when businesses don't think about the emotional and behavioral impacts that AI is going to have when it's rolled out in the company. Whether they're really freaked out by it or they think it's perfect and they're in love with it, all of that needs guidance and education. So if you're at a big company, you need your tech, HR, and business folks all working in tandem. And if you're at a small company, you're going to need some cross-functional skills involving tech, business strategy, and people. Honestly, how multidimensional AI is why I find it so interesting. The people and interpersonal skills are just as important as the strategic and the tech skills as well. I'll link to the webinar in the comments. They put out a ton of free, really top-notch content that I recommend you checking out. So just sharing the love.